signal screaming from beneath Antarctica's ice, shattering the laws of physics in the year 2025. It's June, and researchers at the IceCube Neutrino Observatory freeze in their tracks as their instruments capture something impossible. Radio waves, rhythmic like a heartbeat, erupting from the Earth's core, where no signal should exist. These are not random static bursts. They hum with intent as if something or someone beneath miles of ice is calling out. Days later, a YouTube video explodes online, showing hieroglyphs carved into stone, emerging from the melting glaciers of East Antarctica. Symbols that mirror ancient Egyptian scripts but hint at star maps or alien machines. Then, a ghost ship, a cruise liner lost since the year 2000, is found entombed in an iceberg. Its deck silent, its passengers vanished. And strangest of all, a sleek black monolith spotted in the desolate Wilkes Basin sparks whispers of a conspiracy tied to the shadowy financial giant BlackRock. What are these signs? A lost civilization awakening as the ice thaws, an extraterrestrial beacon activated after millennia, or a warning from a forbidden experiment hidden by global powers? These are not fleeting rumors, but documented events shaking the world in 2025. The radio signals reported by Penn State University and Cable News Network define neutrino behavior, suggesting origins beyond our planet or from a realm within it. The hieroglyphs, though debated as potential hoaxes, align eerily with the 1513 Piri Reis map, which charts Antarctica's ice-free coast as if seen by eyes from a forgotten age. The ghost ship, rediscovered thousands of miles from its last known position, raises questions of temporal rifts or deliberate concealment. And the monolith photographed in blurry social media posts fuels theories of mind control devices or markers of a secret elite agenda. Why now? As Antarctica loses 136 billion tons of ice each year, are these mysteries surfacing? Is the Antarctic Treaty of 1959, with its no-fly zones and restricted regions, hiding more than environmental concerns? Could this frozen continent, larger than Europe and holding 90% of Earth's ice, be a vault for truths humanity was never meant to uncover? Let's unravel these enigmas slowly, like snowflakes settling on a silent plain. The radio signals pulse from the Wilkes Basin, a subglacial valley twice the size of California, where satellites have long stuttered, their magnetometers twitching with unexplained interference. In 2016, IceCube first detected neutrinos moving through the Earth's core in ways that mocked our physics, particles too energetic from directions too impossible. Now, in 2025, the signals are louder, almost musical, and scientists whisper of dark matter, geothermal anomalies, or something artificial. Some recall Admiral Richard Byrd's 1947 Operation High Jump, where his naval fleet allegedly faced flying discs and cryptic radio chatter. Did Byrd stumble upon a hidden base? Nazi? Extraterrestrial? Or both? His suppressed diary speaks of a green subterranean world. Tale dismissed, yet echoed by these new pulses. What if these signals are not new, but ancient? A message trapped in ice, now freed as the glaciers retreat. The hieroglyphs add another layer of intrigue. Filmed by an anonymous explorer and shared on platforms like journals. Net. They depict figures wielding unknown tools, celestial alignments, and geometric patterns that define natural formation. Skeptics argue they're digital fakes crafted for viral fame, but their resemblance to the Piri Reis map's precision fuels speculation. That Ottoman chart drawn centuries before Antarctica's official discovery shows a coastline unburied by ice, as if its makers sailed a temperate sea millions of years ago, or had access to knowledge we've lost. Could these carvings be remnants of Atlantis, the fabled continent Plato described as sinking 9,000 years ago? Some theorists place Atlantis here, frozen during the Younger Dust Cataclysm 12. 800 years ago, when a cosmic impact may have plunged Earth back into ice. As Antarctica's melt accelerates, are we glimpsing the spires of a drowned city? The ghost ship chills the imagination further. In April 2025, posts on Facebook and YouTube described a cruise liner missing since a stormy night in the year 2000 near the Antarctic Peninsula. Now locked between towering icebergs, this hull, eerily preserved, bears no trace of its hundreds of passengers or crew. Rescue teams, barred by environmental protocols, report strange magnetic disturbances near the site. Conspiracy forums buzz with theories. Did the ship cross a temporal vortex akin to the Bermuda Triangle's mysteries? Was it seized by forces guarding a secret facility? Whispers of the Antarctic Treaty secrecy intensify. Why restrict access to a derelict vessel unless it threatens to reveal what lies beneath? The monolith, dubbed Black Rock's marker by online sleuths, stands as the strangest enigma, spotted in the Wilkes Basin. Its polished surface reflects the pale Antarctic sun, evoking science fiction's most haunting icons. Some link it to the financial titan Black Rock, alleging a plot to control global resources or test psychological weapons in Antarctica's isolation. Others see it as a beacon, perhaps extraterrestrial, activated as the ice thins. Seismic data from 2025 shows unusual tremors near the monolith, hinting at subterranean activity, natural or engineered. The treaty's restricted zones, where even scientists tread lightly, suggest a cover-up of monumental scale. Is this a relic of a pre-human civilization? A signal from beyond the stars? Or a modern construct hiding in plain sight? These mysteries of 2025 are not isolated. They weave into Antarctica's ancient tapestry. 90 million years ago, this continent was a lush rainforest, its rivers flowing through verdant valleys, its skies alive with creatures now fossilized beneath the Beardmore Glacier. 34 million years ago, ice ages buried this world, preserving it like a time capsule. Yet, modern anomalies, signals, carvings, ships, and monoliths suggest more than geological relics. Could they point to interventions by advanced societies, human or otherwise, lost to history? The treaty, with its classified meetings and forbidden regions, guards this land like a sentinel as the ice melts, exposing landscapes unseen for millennia. What truths will emerge? Are we on the brink of discovering a lost Atlantis, an extraterrestrial outpost, or a secret so dangerous it's worth silencing? This is where you join me, listeners, as we plunge into the heart of Antarctica's enigma, a mystery. Your guide through Codex of the Lost, here to weave a tale that lulls your body into rest while stirring your mind with wonder. In this episode, we'll chase from Nazi expeditions to UFO encounters, from subglacial lakes teeming with alien-like life to rifts splitting the ice like cosmic scars. If you're captivated by these frozen secrets, consider subscribing to our channel, Codex of the Lost, and ringing the bell to join our journey into the unknown. What do these signals whisper? What do the hieroglyphs hide as the ice cracks open? Antarctica is speaking. Let's listen and let the mystery carry you to sleep. Feel the weight of silence pressing against your ears. A stillness so profound it seems the world holds its breath. Beneath Antarctica's endless ice in the year 2025, a sound breaks through. Not a sound you hear with your body, but one that hums in your bones. A vibration from depths no human has touched. Scientists huddle in the dim glow of their monitors at the Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory, their faces pale as they trace radio waves pulsing from the Earth's core, defying every known law of physics. These are not mere static crackles or geological murmurs. They carry a rhythm, cadence, as if the continent itself is whispering secrets locked away for millennia. Some call it a glitch, others a message. Could these signals be the voice of a forgotten world? A cry from beings beyond our stars? Or a warning from experiments hidden in the ice? In June 2025, researchers at Penn State University and reporters from Cable News Network announced a discovery that sent shock waves through the scientific community. Deep beneath Antarctica's ice sheet, instruments detected radio waves unlike any recorded before. These signals, captured by the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna and IceCube's vast network of over 5,000 optical sensors, originate from a place where no signal should exist: the planet's core. Shielded by miles of rock and ice, neutrinos, those ghostly particles that slip through matter like shadows through a forest, are expected to travel in straight lines, their paths predictable. Yet, these neutrinos arrive from impossible angles, as if bending through dimensions we cannot measure. The data published in peer-reviewed journals shows bursts of ultra-high energy particles, some carrying signatures that hint at dark matter decay or processes beyond the standard model of physics. But the radio waves accompanying them are stranger still, pulsing in patterns that some describe as almost deliberate, like Morse code from an unknown sender. These signals cluster near the Wilkes Basin, a subglacial valley stretching over 400 miles, buried beneath nearly 2 miles of ice. This region has long puzzled researchers. Satellites passing overhead suffer momentary data losses, their magnetometers twitching with unexplained deviations. In 2016, IceCube first reported similar neutrino anomalies, particles emerging from directions that defied their models. Now in 2025, the signals are more frequent, their intensity growing, as if something beneath the ice is awakening. The scientific explanation leans toward natural causes, perhaps geothermal vents or magnetic anomalies in the basin's ancient rock. Yet, the rhythmic nature of the waves resists such tidy answers. One researcher, speaking anonymously to a science blog, compared the patterns to a symphony played on an instrument we don't understand, hinting at a source that feels less like geology and more like intent. Let your mind drift back to 1947, to a time when the world was still scarred from war, and Antarctica became the stage for a mission shrouded in mystery. Operation High Jump, led by Admiral Richard Byrd, sent a fleet of 13 ships, dozens of aircraft, and over 4,000 men to the frozen continent. Officially, it was a mapping expedition, a test of cold weather operations. But whispers from the era tell a different story. Declassified logs, though heavily redacted, mention unexplained radio interference, bursts of static that seem to respond to the fleet transmissions. Byrd's own accounts later suppressed describe encounters with flying discs that moved with impossible speed, emerging from the ice and vanishing into the polar sky. A purported diary dismissed by skeptics but cherished by conspiracy theorists claims Byrd flew into a hidden valley where he met beings from a subterranean realm. Their voices carried on waves that echoed in his equipment. Could the signals of 2025 be an echo of what Byrd heard? A connection to a world he glimpsed but was forbidden to reveal. The conspiracy runs deeper, threading through the shadows of history. In 1938, Nazi Germany launched expeditions to Antarctica, claiming a region they called Neues Warban Land. Official records state they mapped the land for whaling bases. But fringe historians point to darker ambitions: the construction of Base 211, a secret outpost powered by advanced technology. Some claim the Nazis, through their occult-driven Vril Society, contacted extraterrestrial entities, gaining knowledge of energy sources that could manipulate magnetic fields. After World War II, Operation High Jump's massive scale, far beyond a simple survey, suggests the United States sought to investigate or neutralize the space. Reports of skirmishes with unidentified craft and Byrd's abrupt return after losses Fuel theories that the mission uncovered something too dangerous to disclose. The 2025 signals pulsing near NOAA band's coordinates reignite these questions. Are they remnants of Nazi experiments reactivated by the melting ice or signals from a non-human intelligence watching from below? The Wilkes Basin itself holds clues that deepen the mystery. Radar imaging reveals a massive concentration of dense rock, possibly the scar of an asteroid impact from 250 million years ago when Antarctica was part of Gondwana. This mass anomaly detected by gravity sensors could explain the satellite glitch's metallic residues interfering with instruments. But the radio waves' rhythmic patterns don't align with simple geological interference. In 2025, a European Space Agency satellite reported a transient failure in its star tracking system over the basin. Its telemetry scrambled for seconds before stabilizing. Similar incidents logged in declassified military reports describe infrared and thermal distortions as if something beneath the ice is emitting energy in bursts. Some theorists propose vast caverns, their microclimates generating electrical fields, while others imagine a technological structure, the system stirring as the ice thins. What makes these signals so haunting is their human cost. In July 2025, a team of researchers from McMurdo Station ventured to a site near the Wilkes Basin, chasing the source of the radio waves. Their last transmission, shared on a science forum before it was removed, described a low hum that seemed to shift their equipment's readings. Then silence. Days later, their camp was found abandoned, their instruments fried, their journals filled with cryptic notes about voices in the ice. Official reports cited a sudden storm, but locals whisper of older disappearances, scientists and explorers lost near the basin since the 1950s. Their fates sealed by the Antarctic Treaty's classified protocols. One theory ties these vanishings to Project Echo 9, a rumored 1998 operation where contractors like Cal Monroe reported temporal echoes and shifting realities near the Gambert Mountains. Could the signals be a byproduct of such experiments? Bending time itself. The hollow Earth theory offers another lens, one that captivates the imagination. For centuries, mystics and explorers have claimed Antarctica hides entrances to Agartha, a subterranean realm of advanced beings. Admiral Byrd's alleged diary describes a lush green world beneath the ice, its inhabitants wielding technology that resonates with the stars. The 2025 signals, some argue, are AA's call, a beacon activated as the ice melts, inviting or warning humanity. Google Maps anomalies, like a doorway near the Ellsworth Mountains, fuel this narrative, suggesting physical portals to this inner world. While science dismisses such ideas, the rhythmic waves challenge rational explanations. Their patterns too complex for random noise, too precise for natural phenomena. Antarctica's secrets are not just geological or historical. They challenge what it means to be human, to exist in a universe far vaster than we know. The orbs, the snow people, the echoes of high jump, they linger like a dream you cannot shake, pulling you deeper into the unknown. Let this enigma cradle you, your mind drifting towards sleep, where the stars above Antarctica whisper secrets only dreams can hold. And listeners, where are you tuning in from tonight? Is it a quiet evening in London, a late night in Tokyo, or perhaps a chilly dawn somewhere else? Drop a comment with your city and what time it is there. I'd love to know where these signals are reaching you. Carvings etched into ancient stone, emerging as the glaciers weep, and a towering black monolith standing defiant against the snow. These are not mere curiosities, but relics that challenge the very foundations of history. Could these be the fingerprints of a civilization lost to time or markers left by beings beyond our world? In the early months of 2025, a video titled Antarctica unveiled. Hieroglyphs of the ice swept across platforms like YouTube, amassing millions of views within days. posted by an anonymous explorer claiming to have ventured into East Antarctica's thawing fringes. The footage reveals stone surfaces exposed by melting ice inscribed with intricate carvings. These hieroglyphs, unlike any known script, blend sharp geometric lines with flowing curves, some resembling Egyptian ankhs, others suggesting celestial alignments or mechanical diagrams. The symbols depict humanoid figures wielding tools unknown to archaeology alongside patterns that some interpret as star charts or blueprints for structures long buried. The video, hosted on a site called Journals.net, claims the carvings were found near the Beardmore Glacier, a region where fossils of ancient forests hint at a temperate past 90 million years ago. Skeptics quickly labeled the footage a hoax, pointing to the ease of digital manipulation in an era of artificial intelligence. Yet, the precision of the carvings, their weathered edges suggesting centuries of exposure, keeps the debate alive. These hieroglyphs resonate with a historical artifact that has puzzled scholars for centuries. The Papyrus map of 1513, crafted by an Ottoman crafter. This chart depicts Antarctica's coastline with startling accuracy, free of the ice that has encased it for 34 million years. Mainstream historians argue it portrays a hypothetical southern land. But fringe theorists like Charles Hapgood in the 1960s, they propose it was drawn from sources predating recorded history, perhaps from a seafaring civilization that charted the world when Antarctica was green. The 2025 hieroglyphs with their celestial motifs echo this idea. Could they be the work of a people who walked these shores before the ice ages? Their knowledge encoded in stone. Some symbols described in online forums resemble constellations visible only from the southern hemisphere, suggesting an astronomical purpose. A calendar, temple, or a beacon for navigators of the ancient skies. The monolith adds a darker layer to this mystery. Spotted in February 2025 near the Wilkes Basin, this polished black slab standing over 10-foot tall gleams against the snow like a shard of night. Photographs shared on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter show it reflecting the faint Antarctic sun, its surface unmarred by the relentless winds. Dubbed Black Rock's marker by conspiracy theorists, it has sparked wild speculation tying it to the financial giant BlackRock, accused in fringe circles of orchestrating global control from Antarctica's isolation. Some claim the monolith is a psychological weapon emitting low-frequency signals to manipulate minds, while others see it as a relic of extraterrestrial origin activated as the ice retreats. Its discovery coincides with seismic tremors detected by research stations, faint vibrations that defy geological norms, as if the ground itself stirs in response to the monolith's presence. The Wilkes Basin, where the monolith stands, is no stranger to anomalies, spanning 400 m beneath 2 m of ice. It harbors a massive rock formation, possibly an asteroid scar from 250 million years ago. Satellites passing overhead report glitches, magnetometer deviations, infrared distortions that suggest something beneath interferes with their systems. In 2025, a European Space Agency craft logged a brief failure in its navigation, its star trackers misaligning over the basin before correcting. These disturbances, coupled with the monolith's appearance, fuel theories of a buried complex. Is technology still active, emitting fields that ripple through the ice? Could the hieroglyphs and monolith be part of the same system? A network of artifacts left by a civilization that mastered energies we cannot yet comprehend. Let your thoughts drift to the fringes of possibility, where history and myth intertwine. The hieroglyphs evoke tales of Atlantis, the lost continent described by Plato as sinking 9,000 years ago. Some theorists place Atlantis in Antarctica, arguing that a cataclysmic impact during the Younger Dust 12,800 years ago plunged a thriving land into ice. The Pura map, they claim, preserves its memory, and the hieroglyphs could be its epic records of a society that built pyramids like those in Egypt or Peru aligned with the stars. The monolith, with its alien aesthetic, stirs even wilder ideas. Online posts on Reddit and Twitter suggest it resembles structures rumored at ancient sites like Stonehenge or the Nazca Lines, hinting at a shared design across continents. Could it be a beacon signaling to distant worlds or a gate to Agartha, the mythical inner Earth realm whispered of in ancient texts? The Antarctic Treaty of 1959 casts a shadow over these discoveries. The strict controls, barring unauthorized exploration, enforcing escorts, and classifying vast regions, suggest more than environmental protection. Why guard a wasteland so fiercely unless it hides truths too profound to share? Conspiracy circles point to declassified files from the 1960s, hinting at restricted zones near the Wilkes Basin, where seismic surveys were halted without explanation. The hieroglyphs' discovery, if authentic, challenges the treaty's narrative of a pristine wilderness. Were they buried deliberately, their makers erased from history? The monolith's sudden appearance raises similar questions. This pristine surface, untouched by centuries of frost, suggests it was recently placed or uncovered by forces unknown. Some speculate it emerged as the ice melted, while others whisper of covert operations planting it to distract from greater secrets. The human toll of these mysteries cannot be ignored. In March 2025, a team exploring the Beardmore Glacier's hieroglyph site vanished for 3 days. Their return marked by confusion and fragmented memories. Their journals, shared briefly online before being removed, described lights dancing in the carvings and a hum that felt alive. Official reports cited hypothermia, but locals at McMurrow Station murmur of older disappearances, researchers lost in the 1950s. Their records sealed by the treaty. These incidents echo tales from Operation High Jump in 1947, where Admiral Byrd's men reportedly encountered phenomena that left them shaken. Their logs redacted. Could the hieroglyphs and monolith be linked to these events? Their energies unsettling those who draw too close. Are these relics of a civilization that rivaled our own? Its cities buried when the ice came? Or do they mark the presence of visitors who shaped our world? Their legacy guarded by the treaty's silence. The Wilkes Basin's tremors. The carving's starlit patterns. The monolith's eerie perfection. They weave a story that defies logic yet demands belief. In the frozen heart of Antarctica, a land untouched by the sun's warmth, secrets from the darkest chapters of human history lie buried. The year is 1938, and Nazi Germany's ships carve through the icy waters, staking claim to a region they call Neuschwabenland. A decade later, in 1947, Admiral Richard Byrd leads an armada of American forces to the same desolate frontier under Operation High Jump, a mission cloaked in more questions than answers. These are not mere expeditions. There are clashes with the unknown tales of secret bases, advanced technologies, and encounters that defy explanation. Were the Nazis building a fortress powered by forbidden knowledge? Did Byrd's fleet face an enemy beyond human understanding? As Mr. I invite you to tread this perilous path where history bends into mystery and the ice holds truths that refuse to stay silent. Let your mind wander, curiosity stirring, as we uncover the secret war beneath Antarctica's frozen veil. In 1938, as the world teetered on the brink of global conflict, Nazi Germany launched an expedition to Antarctica. Far from the battlefields of Europe, the ship Schwabanen sailed to the southern continent, its crew planting flags in a region they named Neuschwabenland, claiming it for the Third Reich. Official records state their goal was scientific surveying for whaling grounds and strategic resources. But the scale of the mission, involving advanced aircraft and secretive cargo, hints at ambitions beyond mere exploration. German documents, partially declassified after the war, describe aerial surveys over vast ice fields, with pilots reporting anomalous formations beneath the snow, shapes too geometric to be natural. Fringe historians point to the Vril Society, a Nazi occult group obsessed with esoteric technologies as the driving force. They believed Antarctica held secrets of ancient energy sources, possibly extraterrestrial, capable of powering weapons or even spacecraft. The Nazis, these theorists claim, established Base 211, a hidden outpost in Noaban's labyrinthine caves, where they experimented with devices that could alter the very fabric of reality. The evidence for Base 211 is thin, woven from fragmented reports and post-war rumors. Yet, it persists in the collective imagination. Surviving German maps from the expedition show detailed topographies of ice-free regions eerily similar to the Pier map of 1513, suggesting knowledge of Antarctica's preglacial landscape. Whispers among defectors spoke of underground facilities warmed by geothermal vents where scientists worked on Vril-powered machines, devices said to harness zero-point energy or manipulate magnetic fields. Some accounts dismissed as propaganda claim the Nazis contacted non-human entities, beings who shared technological secrets in exchange for loyalty. These stories, though fantastical, gain traction when you consider the Third Reich's obsession with the occult. From Himalayan quests to Anorbi excavations, could no Schwabenland have been their ultimate laboratory? A place where the impossible was tested far from prying eyes. Fast forward to 1947, when the world was still reeling from World War II's devastation. The United States launched Operation High Jump, an expedition of unprecedented scale. 13 ships, dozens of aircraft, and 700 men led by Admiral Richard Byrd, polar veteran. Officially, it was a scientific mission to map Antarctica and test military equipment in extreme conditions. But the Armada's size, complete with aircraft carriers and destroyers, suggests a purpose more akin to invasion than exploration. Declassified Navy reports reveal cryptic orders to secure strategic areas and investigate unidentified activities in Nobenland. Byrd's public statements were measured, but private logs later leaked described chaos. His fleet encountered hostile objects described as metallic disks moving at impossible speeds, emerging from the ice and vanishing into the sky. One report buried in archives claims a seaplane was lost to an energy burst. Its wreckage never recovered. The most haunting account comes from a document known as Byrd's Diary, though its authenticity is fiercely debated. Allegedly written during a solo flight in February 1947. It describes Byrd piloting over a hidden valley lush with greenery despite the surrounding ice. There he encountered beings who called themselves Aryans. Not of Earth, but from a subterranean realm. They spoke through his radio, their voices calm yet commanding, warning of humanity's destructive path. They guided him to a city of crystal spires powered by technology that defied physics, machines that hummed with the same rhythmic pulses detected in 2025 near the Wilkes Basin. Byrd's return was abrupt. His mission was cut short and he was silenced by military superiors. The diary, if true, suggests High Jump was no routine survey, but a confrontation with forces Nazi, alien, or both that the United States was unprepared to face. The year 2025 breathes new life into these old shadows. In March, a sonar scan near Bouvet Island, a remote Antarctic outpost, detected a metallic anomaly beneath the ocean floor resembling the outline of a submarine. Speculation erupted online. Could this be a relic of Nazi U-boat rumored to have fled to Antarctica with secret cargo after Germany's defeat? Posts on social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit connect the find to Base 211, suggesting the sub was part of a supply chain for a still active outpost. The signals detected in 2025 pulsing with eerie regularity align with Noaban's coordinates, reigniting theories of Nazi technology reactivated by the melting ice. Some claim these signals mimic the Vril energy described in occult texts, a force capable of bending space and time. Others propose the Nazis, guided by extraterrestrial allies, built devices that continue to function, their purpose unknown, but their effects felt in the radio waves that baffle scientists. Conspiracy theories weave a darker narrative. The Antarctic Treaty signed in 1959 is said to conceal the truth about these events. Its restrictions: no military activity, limited access to key regions seem designed to protect more than the environment. Declassified documents from the 1960s hint at sensitive sites in Neuschwaben where seismic surveys were halted without explanation. The treaty's closed-door meetings attended by global powers fuel suspicions of a cover-up. Were they guarding Nazi remnants, extraterrestrial bases, or both? Some theorists point to Operation High Jump's losses, aircraft vanishing, men returning with tales of ghost lights as evidence of a secret war that never ended. The 2025 Bouvet Island anomaly, coupled with the Wilkes Basin signals, suggests something stirs beneath the ice, perhaps triggered by the 136 billion tons of melt each year. The human cost of these mysteries lingers like a chill. During High Jump, sailors reported psychological distress, describing voices in their headsets that seemed to know their fears. In 2025, a research team investigating the Bouvet anomaly lost contact for 48 hours. Their equipment found scorched, their logs filled with sketches of disk-like objects. Official reports cite equipment failure, but whispers from McMurdo Station tell of team members refusing to return, haunted by dreams of a city under the ice. These incidents echo older tales Nazi explorers lost in 1939. Their fates sealed in classified files and Byrd's men, some of whom never spoke of Antarctica again. Could the signals, the lost valley be linked to a presence that guards its domain with unrelenting vigilance? Imagine yourself aboard one of Byrd's ships, the Antarctic night pressing against the hull, the air crackling with static that feels alive. The ice stretches endlessly, but beneath it, something watches: Nazi machines, alien sentinels, or the ghosts of a civilization that never died. The 2025 discoveries pull us back to 1947, to 1938, to a time when humanity brushed against the unknown and retreated. Drift into the Antarctic night. Lights flicker where no lights should be glimmering. Orbs that dance across the ice, vanishing into creases as if swallowed by the Earth itself. These are not mirages born of polar haze, but sightings reported by researchers, pilots, and explorers near McMurdo Station, captured in shaky footage that spreads like wildfire across the internet. Whispers of extraterrestrial visitors, of beings watching from the shadows of Antarctica's glaciers, have haunted this continent for decades. From Admiral Richard Byrd's cryptic encounters in 1947 to modern reports of snow people and spectral glows, these phenomena ignite questions that refuse easy answers. Are these lights the work of advanced technology, signals from a hidden civilization, or proof of life beyond our world? In January 2025, a team of scientists at McMurdo Station reported an unsettling sight. A cluster of luminous orbs pulsing with hues of blue and silver hovering over the Ross ice shelf. The lights described in a leaked memo shared on Twitter moved in patterns too precise for natural phenomena, darting between ice ridges before plunging into a crevasse. Drone footage briefly posted on YouTube before being removed showed the orbs emitting a faint hum, their glow illuminating the snow in eerie patterns. Witnesses, including a seasoned pilot, claimed the lights responded to their presence, shifting trajectory when approached, as if aware. By March, similar sightings spread. Researchers near the Wilkes Basin reported streaks of light rising from the ice, while a supply ship off the Antarctic Peninsula logged a radar anomaly tracking an object moving at 3,000 mph, far beyond any known aircraft. These reports echo a history steeped in mystery. In 1947, during Operation High Jump, Admiral Richard Byrd's expedition encountered what he described as metallic objects defying gravity, outpacing his planes with ease. Declassified Navy logs, though sparse, note unexplained radar contacts and pilot accounts of disks emerging from the sea near Noaban land. Byrd's alleged diary, a document shrouded in controversy, recounts a flight into a hidden valley where he met beings calling themselves guardians. These entities, with luminous eyes and voices that resonated through his radio, spoke of a world beneath the ice, warning of humanity's recklessness. Though dismissed as fiction, the diary's details glowing craft, a city of shimmering towers resonate with 2025 sightings. Could these lights be the same entities Byrd glimpsed? Their presence now undeniable as the ice thins. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959 casts a long shadow over these events. Its rigid controls banning military activity, restricting access to vast regions, suggest a purpose beyond environmental protection. Classified memos leaked in the 1980s reference anomalous aerial phenomena observed during early research missions with orders to suppress such reports. In 2025, the treaty's secrecy fuels speculation. Is Antarctica a sanctuary for extraterrestrial bases hidden beneath subglacial lakes or within volcanic caves? Social media posts on platforms like Reddit tie the McMurrow lights to restricted zones near Lake Vosto, where radar anomalies hint at metallic structures buried deep. One theory gaining traction online suggests the treaty was crafted to conceal contact with non-human intelligences negotiated by global powers after high jumps encounters. The lights, some argue, are probes or sentinels activated as melting ice losing 136 billion tons annually exposes their domain. The snow people add a chilling dimension to this mystery. In February 2025, a field team near the Ellsworth Mountains reported humanoid figures, pale as the ice, moving silently across the snow, described in a now deleted blog post. These beings stood over 7 foot tall, their forms shimmering as if partially translucent. One researcher claimed a figure watched them from a ridge, its eyes glowing faintly before it vanished into a blizzard. These sightings recall the neon mermaid-like creatures reported by Japanese whalers in the 2000s with pale skin, black eyes, and limbs that defy biology. Cryptozoologists speculate the snow people and Ningen are linked. Perhaps extraterrestrial scouts or hybrids from secret experiments. A fringe post on a forum called Anomalies Net ties them to Operation High Jump, claiming Byrd's men saw similar figures. Their reports buried in classified files. Conspiracy theories weave these sightings into a broader tapestry. Some claim Antarctica is a hub for extraterrestrial activity, its isolation perfect for bases hidden from humanity's gaze. The McMurrow lights, they argue, are evidence of craft entering or exiting subglacial portals, possibly linked to Agartha, the mythical inner Earth realm. Others point to the Antarctic Treaty's no-fly zones, suggesting they protect sites where governments collaborate with alien entities. A 2025 Twitter thread alleges a secret facility near the South Pole, where scientists reverse engineer technology from crashed craft. Its energy emissions causing the lights. The thread's author, an anonymous whistleblower, vanished after posting, their accounts scrubbed within hours. Such disappearances are not new. High jump sailors reported missing colleagues. And in 2025, a McMurrow technician vanished after filming the orbs. Their camera found with corrupted footage showing only static and faint distorted voices. The science of these phenomena offers little clarity. The light's behavior, erratic yet purposeful, defies atmospheric explanations like ball lightning or auroral displays. Their speed and maneuverability rule out drones or military tech with radar data showing no heat signatures. Researchers at IceCube studying neutrinos in 2025 noted spikes in particle activity during light sightings, suggesting a connection to the impossible signals from the Wilkes Basin. Could the lights be manifestations of energy fields, perhaps from buried technology. The Antarctic's magnetic anomalies, documented since the 1960s, disrupt instruments in ways that hint at artificial sources. A declassified report from a 1972 expedition near Lake Vosto describes a pulsing glow beneath the ice, dismissed as bioluminescence, but never fully explained. Imagine yourself standing on the Ross ice shelf, the air so cold it stings your lungs, the horizon glowing with lights that pulse like a heartbeat. You feel watched, not by eyes, but by something older, wiser, beyond the constraints of flesh. The snow people, if they exist, move like ghosts, their presence a reminder that Antarctica is no ordinary place. It is a frontier where the veil between worlds thins, where history whispers of encounters too strange to record. The treaty's silence, the vanishings, the lights, they form a puzzle with pieces scattered across time. Were birds' guardians the same beings seen in 2025? Their craft lighting the ice as they observe our world? Or are these phenomena the work of human hands? Experiments hidden beneath the treaty's protection. As you sink into this mystery, let the lights guide your thoughts. Their glow, a beacon in the dark. Antarctica's secrets are not just geological or historical. They challenge what it means to be human, to exist in a universe far vaster than we know. The orbs, the snow people, the echoes of high jump, they linger like a dream you cannot shake, pulling you deeper into the unknown. If these lights have sparked your curiosity, consider subscribing to Codex of the Lost and tapping the bell to join our cosmic journey. And where are you watching from tonight? Is it a starry night in Paris or a quiet dawn in California? Drop your city and time in the comments. I'd love to hear where these mysteries are reaching you. Beneath its glaciers, secrets older than civilization stir traces of a land that may have been Atlantis, the fabled continent described by Plato, swallowed by Catastrophe 9,000 years ago. Radar scans reveal structures that defy nature's hand. Pyramids rising from the ice, grid-like patterns hinting at buried cities, and relics that whisper of a people who charted the heavens before history began. As the ice melts, these echoes of a forgotten world emerge, challenging everything we believe about our past. Could Antarctica hide the ruins of a civilization that once rivaled the stars? In the spring of 2025, a team of geologists using ground-penetrating radar in the Ellsworth Mountains uncovered anomalies that sent ripples through the academic world. Beneath 2 miles of ice, they detected formations too precise to be natural. Triangular peaks, their angles mirroring the Great Pyramid of Giza, arranged in clusters that suggest intentional design. Nearby, grid-like patterns stretch across hundreds of meters, resembling the foundations of a city, streets, and plazas frozen in time. These findings reported in a scientific journal and amplified by online platforms like Journals.net align with earlier discoveries in 2016 when satellite imagery first revealed pyramid-like peaks in the same region. The structures buried beneath ice that formed 34 million years ago raise a question that science struggles to answer. How could such formations exist in a land locked in frost for millennia? The myth of Atlantis, as told by Plato in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, speaks of a great civilization lost to a cataclysm 9,000 years ago, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Atlantis was a hub of advanced knowledge. Its people, masters of architecture, navigation, and perhaps technology beyond our own. Plato's tale, long dismissed as allegory, finds new life in Antarctica's mysteries. The Piri race map of 1513, drawn from sources lost to history, depicts Antarctica's coastline free of ice, as if its makers knew the continent before its glacial shroud. In 2025, as the ice melts at a rate of 136 billion tons per year, These structures emerge like ghosts, their shapes echoing the stepped pyramids of Mesoamerica or the ziggurats of ancient Sumer. Could Antarctica be the true Atlantis, preserved by ice after a disaster reshaped the Earth? The younger, driest period, 800 years ago, offers a clue. This era, marked by a sudden return to glacial conditions, is linked to a cosmic impact, a meteor or comet that struck Earth, triggering floods and climate shifts. Geologists studying Antarctic ice cores in 2025 found layers rich in beryllium, thorium, and tungsten isotopes suggesting a catastrophic event around this time. These findings align with the black ice crater near the Wilkes Basin, a depression dated to the same period, its walls etched with patterns that some claim resemble artificial designs. Fringe theorists argue this impact froze Atlantis, locking its cities beneath ice as survivors fled to found civilizations in Egypt, Peru, and beyond. The Ellsworth structures, with their precise alignments, some oriented toward constellations visible only from the southern hemisphere, support this idea, suggesting a culture that mapped the stars with uncanny precision. Conspiracy theories weave a darker thread through this narrative. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959, with its bans on unauthorized exploration and classified zones, is seen by some as a deliberate veil. Declassified files from the 1970s hint at sensitive archaeological sites near the Ellsworths, where surveys were abruptly cancelled. Online forums like Reddit speculate that global powers aware of Atlantis remnants suppress evidence to control its knowledge. Perhaps technologies that could reshape energy, travel, or even time itself. The 2025 radar scans shared briefly before being restricted show chambers within the pyramids, their walls lined with what appear to be metallic inlays. Could these be relics of a science we've yet to rediscover, guarded by the treaty's secrecy to prevent a paradigm shift? The human stories behind these discoveries are as haunting as the structures themselves. In April 2025, a research team exploring the Ellsworth anomalies reported strange phenomena. Compasses spinning wildly, radios emitting faint chants in an unknown language, and a pervasive sense of being watched. One geologist in a now-deleted blog post described a vision during a snowstorm. A city of golden spires gleaming under a temperate sky, its inhabitants moving like shadows. Days later, the team's leader vanished, their tent found empty, their equipment untouched. Official reports cited a creasse fall, but locals at McMurrow Station whisper of older incidents explorers lost in the 1960s near similar sites. Their journals sealed by the treaty. These vanishings echo tales from Admiral Richard Byrd's 1947 Operation High Jump, where men reported ghost cities glimpsed through blizzards, their accounts buried in classified files. The Atlantis hypothesis gains traction when you consider Antarctica's ancient past. 90 million years ago, this continent was a lush paradise, its rivers and forests teeming with life, as evidenced by fossils found near the Beardmore Glacier. If a civilization thrived here before the ice ages, it could have built these structures, their knowledge preserved in stone as the climate turned hostile. The Pyrie race map with its ice-free coastline suggests such a people existed. Their maps passed down through generations until they reached Ottoman hands. In 2025, as melting ice reveals more of Antarctica's bedrock, new radar data shows channels, possibly canals linking the Ellsworth structures to subglacial lakes like Vosto. These waterways, preserved for millennia, hint at a society that harnessed the land's resources with sophistication, perhaps rivaling the hydraulic systems of ancient Mesopotamia. Imagine kneeling beside one of these pyramids, its edges sharp despite eons of ice, the air humming with a resonance you cannot place. The stars above align with its apex as if pointing to a forgotten truth. The vanishings, the radar's secrets, They suggest a cover-up not just of history, but of destiny. Was Atlantis a beacon for humanity? Is fall a warning we've ignored? Or were its builders not human at all, but visitors who left their mark before retreating to the stars? The Younger Dryas impact, the buried chambers, the celestial alignments, they form a mosaic that challenges our understanding of time. Let the mystery envelop you. Its weight a gentle pull towards sleep where the echoes of Atlantis whisper truths too vast for waking minds. In the year 2025, Antarctica's icy expanse hides more than frozen rivers and ancient stones. It conceals doorways to a realm that defies the boundaries of our reality. The hollow Earth theory, a whisper from centuries past, paints this continent as a portal to Agartha, a subterranean kingdom of advanced beings, lush landscapes, and secrets that could unravel the fabric of history. Strange anomalies in 2025. Cracks in the ice revealing shadowed entrances. Radio pulses echoing from impossible depths. Suggest that something lies beneath. Waiting. Are these gateways to a lost civilization? A refuge for extraterrestrial visitors? Or a dimension where time bends? The hollow Earth theory, born in the musings of 17th century astronomers and revived by 19th century mystics, proposes that our planet is not a solid sphere, but a shell, its interior a vast habitable realm. Antarctica, with its mile-thick ice and uncharted depths, is said to be the primary entrance to this inner world known as Agartha. Ancient texts from Tibetan legends to Greek myths describe a hidden kingdom beneath the earth, its inhabitants wielding knowledge far beyond our own masters of energy, time, and even consciousness. In 2025, this idea finds new life as explorers report anomalies that defy explanation. Creases near the Ellsworth Mountains, revealed by melting ice, lead to tunnels too smooth to be natural, their walls etched with faint luminescent patterns. Google Maps images shared on forums like Reddit show a doorway near these creases, a rectangular shadow that seems to absorb light, sparking speculation of a portal to Agartha's heart. These discoveries resonate with tales from Admiral Richard Byrd's 1947 Operation High Jump. His disputed diary, a document shrouded in controversy, describes a flight over Antarctica, where he entered a verdant valley untouched by ice. There he encountered beings who called themselves the Guardians, their city aglow with crystal towers and powered by a sun-like orb at the Earth's core. Byrd's account, dismissed by skeptics as fiction, speaks of a warning. Humanity's path threatened the balance of their world. The 2025 anomalies echo this narrative. Seismic sensors near the Wilkes Basin detect vibrations that pulse in sync with radio signals reported by the IceCube Neutrino Observatory, as if something deep within responds to surface activity. Could these be the hum of Agartha's machinery? Its gates stirring as the ice retreats, losing 136 billion tons each year. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959 looms large over these mysteries. Its restrictions: no unauthorized exploration, classified zones. Mandatory escorts suggest a deeper purpose. Declassified files from the 1980s hint at subterranean anomalies near the South Pole, where drilling operations were halted without explanation. In 2025, a team exploring the Ellsworth creases reported equipment failures, compasses spinning wildly, GPS signals looping as if trapped in a temporal distortion. Their logs, briefly leaked on a science blog, describe a low thrumming from the tunnels accompanied by fleeting glimpses of light that seem to move with purpose. Conspiracy theorists argue the treaty guards these entrances, a pact among global powers to conceal Agartha's existence. Some claim the Guardians or their extraterrestrial allies dictated the treaty's terms, ensuring their world remains hidden until humanity is ready or until the ice betrays their secret. The human toll of these explorations is haunting. In June 2025, A geologist vanished while mapping a crevasse near the Beardmore Glacier. His team found his equipment intact, but his journal contained sketches of a glowing archway annotated with the words, "They see us." Official reports cited a fall, but locals at McMurdo Station whisper of similar incidents dating back to the 1950s explorers lost in tunnels. Their records sealed by the treaty. These stories mirror Bird's high jump, where sailors reported shadows moving beneath the ice. Their accounts buried in classified files. Online posts on platforms like Twitter suggest the 2025 disappearances are linked to the doorway anomaly, a portal that swallows those who venture too close. Could these tunnels lead to a gather, their guardians protecting a realm too advanced for our comprehension? Science offers partial explanations, but they falter against the unknown. The Ellsworth creases, widened by melting ice, reveal tunnels likely formed by ancient volcanic activity, their smooth walls carved by geothermal flows. Yet the luminescent patterns described as veins of light by witnesses defy geological norms, resembling circuits more than mineral deposits. The radio pulses detected alongside seismic vibrations align with no known natural process, their rhythm too complex for random noise. In 2025, a study in a geophysical journal proposed that subglacial lakes like Vesto could generate micro-electromagnetic fields. But the intensity of these signals suggests a source far more powerful, perhaps artificial. The doorway on Google Maps analyzed by amateur researchers appears at coordinates where radar detects a metallic anomaly, hinting at a structure buried beneath the ice. Conspiracy theories weave these clues into a narrative of cosmic significance. Some claim Agartha is a refuge for an ancient civilization, survivors of Atlantis who fled underground during the Younger Dryas cataclysm 12,800 years ago. Others argue it's an extraterrestrial outpost established millennia ago, when Antarctica was a temperate paradise 90 million years ago. The Pyre race map with its ice-free coastline is cited as evidence of their presence, its accuracy suggesting knowledge from a non-human source. Online forums like Anomalies.net propose the 2025 signals are Agartha's attempt to communicate, its inhabitants aware of humanity's approach as the ice melts. A fringe theory ties the doorway to quantum experiments, suggesting the treaty hides a facility manipulating spacing, its portals linking to other dimensions or worlds. Picture yourself descending into one of these tunnels, the air growing warmer, the walls glowing with a light that feels alive. The hum surrounds you, a song from the Earth's core, or perhaps from beyond. The lost explorers, the pulsing signals. They weave a tapestry of secrets, binding the volcanoes to Antarctica's enigma. Are these caves natural refuges or portals to a realm where fire meets ice? Beneath the Antarctic ice, where darkness reigns and the cold whispers of forgotten terrors, life stirs in ways that defy reason. The Southern Ocean's depths and the continent's hidden caverns reveal beings that seem torn from nightmares or forged in secret labs. The Ningon, ghostly giants with human-like forms, glide through icy waters, their eyes like voids in the twilight. Striders, towering predators with unnatural agility, a whispered to stalk the snowfields, born from experiments too dark to name. And Organism 46b, a shape-shifting entity from Lake Vosto, challenges the boundaries of biology itself. Are these creatures relics of a prehistoric world, survivors of a lost ecosystem, or products of clandestine science hidden beneath the Antarctic Treaty's veil? The Ningon first surfaced in human awareness in the early 2000s when Japanese whalers patrolling the Antarctic waters reported sightings of massive pale-skinned beings. In 2025, these accounts resurge with a fishing vessel near the Ross Ice Shelf capturing grainy footage of a creature over 60 feet long, its humanoid face framed by arms and a tail that shimmered like moonlight on ice. Posted on YouTube before being swiftly removed. The video shows the Ningen surfacing to watch the ship, its black eyes unblinking before diving into the depths. Crew members described a sense of being studied, as if the creature understood their presence. Earlier reports from 2007 satellite images show similar shapes moving beneath the water, their forms too fluid for whales or seals. Cryptozoologists speculate the Ningen are an undiscovered species adapted to the frigid abyss. But their humanoid traits, hands, torsos, faces, hint at something stranger, perhaps a link to myths of Murok or oceanic deities. Striders paint a different kind of terror. In 2025, a research team near the Ellsworth Mountains reported massive tracks in the snow. Clawed imprints spanning 3 feet, spaced as if the creature leaped vast distances described in a leaked field report. Striders are said to stand over 12 foot tall, their skeletal frames moving with a speed that defies their size. Witnesses claim they appear and vanish in blizzards, their forms blurred as if cloaked by the storm. These reports echo tales from Operation High Jump in 1947, where sailors described leaping shadows that crossed ice fields in seconds. Their wounds precise, surgical cuts unlike any animal attack. Conspiracy forums like Anomalies net tie striders to secret experiments, alleging they are genetically engineered predators designed for missions too horrific to disclose. Organism 46b, discovered in Lake Vesto by a Russian team in 2017, is the most unsettling of all. This subglacial lake, buried beneath 2 m of ice, harbors life isolated for millions of years. The organism, described in suppressed reports, is a cephalopod-like entity capable of changing shape and color, blending into its surroundings like a living shadow. In 2025, new leaks claim it disabled security systems during its brief capture, its tentacles manipulating electronics with eerie precision. Genetic analysis shared on a dark web science forum suggests DNA unlike any known species with sequences that defy evolutionary models. Some researchers whisper of intelligence problem-solving, perhaps even intent, while others fear it escaped, lurking in Vosto's depths. The official Russian narrative claiming only bacterial studies crumbled when a whistleblower vanished. Their final post warning of something that thinks. Conspiracy theories weave these creatures into a chilling narrative. The Antarctic Treaty signed in 1959 restricts access to regions like Vosto and the Ellsworths where these sightings cluster. Declassified files from the 1970s mention biological anomalies in subglacial lakes with experiments halted under treaty orders. Online threads on Reddit and Twitter allege a joint U.S.-China program rooted in Nazi eugenics research from 1938 to create hybrid creatures for covert operations. Striders they claim were bred as super predators capable of crossing borders undetected, possibly for human trafficking or espionage. The Ningen, some argue, are byproducts of these experiments. Their humanoid forms a result of splicing whale and human DNA in labs hidden beneath the ice. Organism 46b fuels the wildest theories. An extraterrestrial life form seeded in Vesto eons ago, now studied or unleashed by global powers. The science of these creatures is as baffling as the conspiracies. The Ningen size and behavior defy marine biology. No known species combines humanoid traits with such aquatic adaptation. In 2025, a marine biologist's analysis shared on a science blog before deletion suggested bioluminescence in their skin, allowing them to navigate the dark Southern Ocean. Strider's tracks studied by a McMurdo team show claw marks with metallic traces hinting at bioengineered enhancements. Organism 46b's DNA with its alien-like sequences aligns with microbes found in 2025 near the McMurdo Dry Valleys where endolithic bacteria survive in rock crevices metabolizing sulfur without sunlight. These discoveries published in a geophysical journal suggest Antarctica's ecosystems evolved in isolation. But the creature's intelligence and adaptability push beyond natural selection, hinting at artificial origins. Human encounters with these beings are fraught with dread. In March 2025, a diver near the Antarctic Peninsula reported a Ningen circling their team, its gaze locking onto them before vanishing into a crevasse. The divers' oxygen tank failed inexplicably, and their recovered log described a song in the water, felt rather than heard. Strider sightings correlate with missing researchers. A 2025 expedition near the Wilkes Basin found a camp abandoned, with claw marks etched into steel equipment. The Vosto incident of 2017 left Russian scientists shaken, one claiming the organism mimicked their voices through a radio before escaping. These stories echo 1947 high jump reports where sailors spoke of beings that weren't right, their fates sealed in classified files. The treaty's secrecy barring access to key sites suggests a cover-up protecting not just the environment but knowledge of these creatures' origins. Imagine swimming in the Southern Ocean, the water black as night and Ningen's pale form gliding past its eyes meeting yours with unsettling clarity. On the ice above, striders leap through the storm, their shadows fleeting yet menacing. Beneath, in Vosto's depths, organism 46b shifts its form, a question mark against biology itself. The vanishings, the whispers of experiments, they form a web of intrigue that binds these creatures to Antarctica's enigma. Are they survivors of a prehistoric world, their evolution twisted by isolation? Or are they creations of human ambition, born in labs hidden by the ice? Perhaps they are neither, but emissaries from beyond, watching us as we stumble into their domain. The enigma of Bloodfalls, a river of scarlet flowing from the Taylor Glacier, captivates the world. Its eerie hue, a beacon of life in a land of eternal frost. Beneath this continent's icy shell, hidden ecosystems thrive in darkness, defying the laws of survival. Strange microbes feast on iron and sulfur, weaving delicate food webs in subglacial lakes and caverns. Brinicles, icy tendrils known as fingers of death, weave through the ocean depths, trapping creatures while sparking the origins of life itself. Are these ecosystems relics of a primeval Earth? Or do they hint at experiments too strange for the light of day? Bloodfalls, first discovered in 1911 by Australian geologist Griffith Taylor, is a phenomenon unlike any other. From a crack in the Taylor Glacier, a stream of red liquid pours into the McMurdo Dry valleys, staining the ice like a wound in the Earth's skin. For decades, scientists believed the color came from algae or minerals. But in 2007, research revealed the truth. The red hue is the work of iron-oxidizing microbes thriving in a subglacial brine pool isolated for 2 million years. In 2025, new studies published in a microbiology journal deepen the mystery. These microbes, surviving without sunlight or oxygen, metabolize iron and sulfur in a chemical dance that mimics the conditions of Earth's primordial oceans. The brine, trapped beneath the glacier, flows through a network of hidden channels, emerging as bloodfalls, a testament to life's tenacity in the harshest of realms. The ecosystem behind bloodfalls is a marvel of adaptation. In 2025, researchers drilling into the glacier's subglacial reservoir found a microbial community unlike any other. Bacteroid known for breaking down complex molecules and Actinobacteriota producers of antibiotics coexist with pseudonod versatile bacteria that thrive in extreme environments. These organisms form a delicate food web feeding on iron and sulfur compounds leached from the bedrock. Some ultra-small parasitic bacteria cling to their hosts, surviving in symbiosis within this oxygen-starved world. The discovery shared on a science forum before being restricted suggests these microbes evolved unique adaptations, possibly dating back to a time when Antarctica was a temperate forest 90 million years ago. Their chemistry, eerily similar to that found on Mars or Jupiter's moon Europa, raises a tantalizing question. Could blood falls be a window into extraterrestrial life? Brinicles, Another wonder of Antarctica's hidden ecosystems. Add a layer of eerie fascination. These fingers of death. Filmed in 2011 and studied further in 2025. Form when supercooled brine leaks from sea ice, freezing the surrounding water into delicate tube-like structures. As they extend downward, they encase marine life starfish, urchins in icy tombs, their beauty masking their lethality. Yet, in 2025, a marine biology journal revealed a startling twist. Brinicles may also cradle life's origins. Their salty channels, rich in trapped chemicals, resemble chemical gardens, experiments where metal salts form plant-like structures, fostering reactions that could produce amino acids, the building blocks of life. Scientists speculate that such processes active in Antarctica's sub-zero depths mirror conditions on icy moons like Europa, where life might emerge in hidden oceans. Conspiracy theories cast a shadow over these natural wonders. Blood Falls with its blood-like flow fuels speculation of darker origins. Online forums like Reddit and Anomalies Net suggest the red hue stems from failed experiments, perhaps genetic or chemical conducted in secret labs beneath the ice. Some tie it to Nazi research from 1938, alleging their now-abandoned land bases tested bioweapons, leaving toxic residues that mimic microbial activity. Others claim the microbes themselves are alien, seeded in Antarctica millions of years ago by extraterrestrial visitors. Their survival a clue to cosmic biology. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959, with its restricted zones near the dry valleys, lends credence to these theories. Declassified documents from the 1980s mention biological containment protocols near blood falls, hinting at experiments too sensitive for public knowledge. The human encounters with these ecosystems are as unsettling as the conspiracies. In 2025, a drilling team near blood falls reported strange phenomena. Their equipment detected faint electrical pulses as if the brine pool was alive with energy. One scientist in a now-deleted post on a science blog described a red mist rising from the ice accompanied by a low hum that disrupted their radios. Days later, a team member vanished, their gear found coated in a red film that defied analysis. Official reports cited hypothermia, but whispers from McMurdo Station recall similar incidents researchers lost in the 1970s near the dry valleys. Their records sealed by the treaty. These stories echo tales from Operation High Jump in 1947, where sailors reported red pools in the ice, dismissed as mineral seepage, but never fully explained. The science of these ecosystems pushes the boundaries of possibility. In 2025, a study in an astrobiology journal compared blood falls as microbes to those in the McMurdo Dry Valleys where endolithic bacteria photosynthesize in rock crevices surviving without sunlight. The Brinicles' chemical reactions analyzed in new experiments show how salts concentrate in confined spaces, sparking reactions that could form organic molecules. These findings bolster theories that Antarctica's ecosystems are analogs for extraterrestrial life, offering clues to how organisms might survive on Mars or Europa. Yet, the electrical pulses near blood falls remain unexplained, their patterns too regular for natural processes, suggesting an artificial source, perhaps a relic of experiments hidden beneath the treaty's protection. Imagine standing before blood falls, the red stream flowing like a wound, the air heavy with the scent of iron. Beneath your feet, microbes pulse with life, their chemistry a bridge to the stars. Brinicles weave through the ocean depths, their icy fingers both deadly and life-giving. The treaty's secrecy, the vanishings, the whispers of experiments. They hint at a truth beyond science. Are these ecosystems remnants of Earth's ancient past or the legacy of interventions we cannot fathom? Could the red flow be blood from stone or a signal from beings who seeded life in Antarctica's depths? Venture into the heart of Antarctica. A groundbreaking discovery unveils a hidden network beneath the continent's frozen surface. 332 submarine canyons, some plunging for 000 m deep, carving pathways through the ocean floor. These canyons, revealed by advanced sonar mapping, intertwine with subglacial lakes like Vasto and Enigma, forming a labyrinth of water that has remained untouched for millions of years. Within these depths, microbes thrive in isolation, their chemistry alien to the surface world, while whispers of covert experiments and ancient relics stir the shadows. Are these waterways natural wonders? Or do they conceal bases, technologies, or even portals to realms beyond our own? In August 2025, a team of oceanographers published findings in a geophysical journal detailing a vast network of submarine canyons beneath the Antarctic seas. These chasms, detected using high-resolution sonar, stretch across thousands of kilometers, their depths rivaling the Grand Canyons belong. Unlike surface canyons carved by rivers, these were shaped by ancient currents and glacial movements, channeling water and sediment across the ocean floor. Their discovery, amplified by posts on platforms like Twitter, reveals their impact on global ocean currents, accelerating ice melt, and raising sea levels by fractions of an inch annually. Yet their scale and complexity, some canyons forming grid-like patterns, suggest more than geological processes. Could these be the arteries of a lost world? Their paths designed by hands long vanished. Subglacial lakes like Vesto and Enigma form the heart of this network. Over 400 such lakes lie beneath Antarctica's ice, their waters sealed for millions of years. In 2017, Russian scientists drilled into Lake Vosto, discovering amphipods, tiny shrimp-like creatures swarming in a freshwater river beneath the ice. In 2025, further studies of Lake Enigma published in a microbiology journal revealed a thriving ecosystem of bacteroid, actinobacteria, and parasitic pseudonod microbes that metabolize chemicals in the absence of sunlight. These organisms found in a lake buried under 36 feet of ice exhibit DNA sequences unique to Antarctica, suggesting evolution in isolation since the continent froze 34 million years ago. Their chemistry, eerily similar to microbes on Mars or Europa, hints at a primordial origin or something seeded from beyond. The canyons and lakes are not mere curiosities. They pulse with enigma. In 2025, sonar scans near the Ross Ice Shelf detected anomalies within the canyons, metallic echoes suggesting structures buried in the sediment. A leaked report shared on a science forum before deletion described cylindrical objects aligned in patterns too regular for natural debris. These findings echo earlier discoveries near Lake Vosto, where 1998 radar surveys hinted at metallic anomalies beneath the ice. Dismissed as geological but never fully explained. Conspiracy theorists on platforms like Reddit propose these are remnants of advanced technology, perhaps from a civilization that thrived when Antarctica was a lush rainforest 90 million years ago, or from extraterrestrial visitors who used the lakes as sanctuaries. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959, with its restricted zones around Vosto, and the Ross Sea fuel speculation that governments know more than they reveal. The human cost of exploring this network is steeped in mystery. In July 2025, a diving team investigating a canyon near the Antarctic Peninsula lost contact for 12 hours. Their recovered logs briefly posted online described a current that sang a low-frequency vibration that scrambled their equipment. One diver reported seeing a grid of lights beneath the water, moving as if guided by intent before their oxygen systems failed. Official reports cited equipment malfunction, but whispers from McMurdo Station recall similar incidents. A 1985 expedition near Vosto vanished, their drill site abandoned, and a 2017 Russian team reported shadows in the lake's depths, their cameras capturing only static. These stories mirror tales from Operation High Jump in 1947, where sailors described water that moved against the tide. Their reports buried in classified files. Conspiracy theories weave a chilling narrative. Some claim the canyons and lakes hide secret bases built by global powers or their extraterrestrial allies. Online threads on anomalies. Net allege a U.S.-China project rooted in Nazi experiments from 1938 to harness the lakes as geothermal energy for advanced technologies. Perhaps propulsion systems or quantum devices. The metallic anomalies, they argue, are fragments of these experiments, their signals leaking into the canyon's currents. Others proposed the lakes are portals, their waters a medium for interdimensional travel. Guarded by the treaty's no-fly zones. The 1959 treaty with its classified protocols is seen as a shield for these secrets, ensuring the network remains untouched by unauthorized eyes. Science offers a partial lens, but it falters against the unknown. The canyon's grid-like patterns, mapped in 2025, suggest ancient river systems preserved when Antarctica froze. The lake's microbes, analyzed in a 2025 astrobiology journal, show adaptations that mirror extraterrestrial conditions, supporting theories of life on icy moons like Europa. Yet the metallic echoes and singing currents defy explanation. A geophysical study suggests electromagnetic fields from subglacial minerals, but their intensity and rhythm almost musical hint at artificial sources. The treaty's restrictions limiting deep drilling near Vosto prevent further exploration, leaving scientists to speculate from afar. Breathe in the chill of Antarctica's air, sharp as a blade, and feel the paradox beneath your feet. A land where fire sleeps under ice, where the Earth's pulse beats in defiance of the frozen silence. In the year 2025, the continent's volcanic heart stirs, its molten secrets hidden in caverns that glow with an otherworldly warmth. Mount Erebus, the southernmost active volcano, towers 12,500 feet, its lava lakes simmering while caves beneath harbor life that should not exist. Across West Antarctica, 138 volcanoes lie dormant, their heat carving sanctuaries in the ice where strange DNA whispers of origins unknown. Are these fiery depths natural wonders? Or do they conceal entrances to hidden realms powered by forces beyond our grasp? Mount Erebus, a colossus of flame and ash, stands as Antarctica's fiery sentinel, its crater glowing red against the endless white. In 2025, volcanologists report intensified activity. Steam vents flaring, lava flows pulsing with renewed vigor. Beneath its slopes, a network of subvolcanic caves warmed by geothermal currents creates pockets where temperatures rival a summer day, defying the surface's -46 degrees Fahrenheit. These caves, explored in a study published in a geological journal, host ecosystems that stun scientists. Algae, moss, and microbes with DNA sequences unlike any cataloged on Earth. Samples collected in 2025 revealed genetic markers suggesting adaptation to extreme heat and isolation, possibly dating back to when Antarctica was a temperate forest 90 million years ago. Yet, the sequences also show anomalies, fragments that align with no known terrestrial species, hinting at a biology that feels alien. The cave's mysteries deepen with reports of unusual phenomena. In April 2025, a research team descending into an Erebus cave reported flickering lights, not from their torches, but embedded in the walls, pulsing in patterns that seemed to respond to their presence. Their instruments designed for extreme conditions malfunctioned, registering electromagnetic spikes that defied explanation. A leaked log shared on a science forum before its removal described a warm hum that felt like a presence, as if the cave itself was alive. One researcher vanished during the expedition, their gear found neatly arranged at the cave's edge with no trace of their body. Official reports cited a collapse, but whispers from McMurdo Station recall similar incidents. 1960s explorers lost in volcanic tunnels, their records sealed by the Antarctic Treaty of 1959. Could these caves be more than geological marvels? hiding entrances to realms guarded by the treaty's secrecy. West Antarctica's 138 volcanoes amplify this enigma. In 2025, satellite data revealed new heat signatures beneath the ice, suggesting dormant volcanoes stirring to life. These hotspots, mapped in a geophysical study, align with subglacial lakes and canyons, their warmth accelerating the melt of 136 billion tons of ice annually. The caves beneath these volcanoes, less explored than Erebus, show signs of life microbes metabolizing sulfur and iron, thriving in darkness. A 2025 analysis found traces of metallic compounds in cave walls, not natural minerals, but alloys unknown to science, sparking speculation of artificial structures. Online forums like Reddit tie these findings to conspiracy theories. Are the caves remnants of Nazi bases from 1938, powered by geothermal energy for secret experiments? Or do they house extraterrestrial outposts, their technology leaking heat and signals into the ice? Conspiracy narratives weave a chilling tale. The Antarctic Treaty, with its restricted zones near volcanic regions, is seen as a shield for covert operations. Declassified files from the 1970s mention geothermal anomalies near Mount Hope, another active volcano where drilling was halted without explanation. Some theorists claim the Nazis during their 1938 Neuschwabenland expedition tapped volcanic energy to power Base 211, a fortress for testing Vril technology. Occult-inspired devices said to manipulate energy fields. Others propose the caves are gateways to Agartha, the inner Earth realm, their warmth sustaining a hidden civilization. The 2025 electromagnetic spikes detected near Erebus fuel theories of active machinery, perhaps left by extraterrestrial visitors who used the caves as sanctuaries when Antarctica was green. The human toll of these explorations is haunting. In 1947, during Operation High Jump, Admiral Richard Byrd's men reported hot caves near Nordland where they felt watched by unseen eyes. Their logs, later classified, describe burns from unknown sources and equipment failures blamed on energy surges. In 20,125, a volcanologist studying Mount Erebus vanished after entering a newly discovered cave. Their last transmission mentioning lights that move like liquid. Their team found carvings in the cave geometric shapes, not unlike the hieroglyphs reported elsewhere, suggesting a connection to a lost civilization or alien presence. The treaty's secrecy, barring deep exploration of these sites, hints at knowledge too dangerous to share. Science grapples with the cave's anomalies. The microbe's alien-like DNA, analyzed in 2025, suggests evolution in isolation, but their metallic traces defy biological norms, hinting at bioengineered origins. The electromagnetic spikes studied in a physics journal resemble signals from advanced technology, not natural processes. The cave's warmth, while geothermal, is too consistent, as if regulated. These findings echo astrobiology research, comparing Erebus ecosystems to those on Europa, where subsurface heat could sustain life. Yet, the carvings and lights push beyond science, suggesting a purpose. Beacons, machines, or gateways hidden in the fire beneath the ice. Picture yourself in an Erebus cave. The air warm and heavy. The walls are aglow with veins of light that pulse with your heartbeat. Are these caves natural refuges or portals to a realm where fire meets ice? If this fiery enigma has ignited your imagination, feel free to subscribe to Codex of the Lost and ring the bell to stay with us for more. By the way, where are you tuning in from? Is it late afternoon in Mumbai or early morning in Toronto? Share your location and time in the comments. I'm eager to know where these caves are taking you. In the year 2025, beneath the frozen shroud of this desolate continent, scientists uncover traces of a verdant past, a time when this land 90 million years ago was a thriving Eden. Part of the Suppic continent Gondwana. Radar scans reveal ancient riverbeds, fossilized forests, and landforms preserved like a memory etched in stone, whispering of a world lost to time. Yet these discoveries, unveiled as the ice melts, stir questions that echo beyond science. Could this green continent have harbored a civilization? The secrets buried when the frost came. 90 million years ago, Antarctica was not the frozen wasteland we know, but a temperate haven, its climate warm and humid, its landscapes teeming with ferns, cycads, and creatures long extinct. Fossils unearthed near the Beardmore Glacier, detailed in a 2025 paleontology journal, paint a vivid picture. Towering trees, their leaves preserved in shale, and footprints of dinosaurs that roamed alongside rivers now locked beneath 2 m of ice. These findings, amplified by posts on platforms like Twitter, confirm that Antarctica was once a cradle of life, its rivers carving valleys that rivaled those of modern Amazonia. In the Aurora and Schmidt subglacial basins of East Antarctica, radar surveys in 2025 reveal U-shaped land blocks torn apart when Gondwana fragmented, preserved by thick, immobile ice that shielded them from erosion for 34 million years. These discoveries are more than geological relics. They challenge our understanding of Earth's history. In July 2025, a team mapping East Antarctica's bedrock found riverbeds stretching hundreds of miles, their patterns suggesting a network of waterways that supported vast ecosystems. The study published in a geophysical journal notes gravimetric anomalies, hints of ancient mountain ranges older than previously thought, possibly predating Gondwana's breakup. These landscapes, frozen in time, align with the Piri Reis map of 1513, which depicts Antarctica's coastline free of ice, as if drawn by a civilization that knew this green world. Could such a people have existed, their cities thriving before the ice ages swept them away? Conspiracy theories weave a tantalizing narrative around this lost paradise. Some argue that Antarctica in its temperate era was home to an advanced civilization, its knowledge encoded in the riverbeds and valleys now buried. Online forums like Reddit and Anomalies.net suggest these landscapes hide ruins, temples, observatories, or machines preserved by the ISIS embrace. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959, with its restricted zones around East Antarctica, fuels speculation of a cover-up. Declassified files from the 1960s mention archaeological anomalies near the Beardmore Glacier, where surveys were halted without explanation. In 20,125, as the ice melts at a rate of 136 billion tons annually, satellite images reveal grid-like patterns in the bedrock, too regular for natural formations, hinting at structures or canals from a forgotten age. The human encounters with this ancient landscape are steeped in mystery. In August 2025, a geologist exploring the Aurora Basin vanished for 3 days, their team finding only a journal filled with sketches of green shadows moving through the ice. The journal, briefly shared on a science blog before deletion, described a vision of a lush valley, its air warm and fragrant, as if the past had bled into the present. Official reports cited disorientation, but whispers from McMurdo Station recall similar incidents. 1950s explorers reporting ghost forests in the ice, their records sealed by the treaty. These stories echo Admiral Richard Byrd's 1947 Operation High Jump, where his men spoke of verdant mirages glimpsed through blizzards, dismissed as hallucinations, but never fully explained. Science offers a glimpse into this green past, but it raises as many questions as it answers. The fossils analyzed in 2025 show plant species with genetic markers suggesting adaptation to a climate far warmer than today's Antarctica. The riverbeds mapped with radar-form patterns that suggest deliberate engineering canals or irrigation systems perhaps rather than random flows. These findings, compared to Greenland's subglacial forests in a 2025 study, suggest both poles were once green, linked by a global climate shift. Yet, the grid-like patterns in the bedrock detected near the Schmidt Basin defy geological models, their symmetry hinting at artificial design. Could these be the work of a civilization that flourished before the ice? Their legacy preserved by Gondwana's frozen remnants. Were these valleys home to a people who mapped the stars, their cities now buried beneath the Beardmore Glacier? Or do they hide relics of a non-human presence, their technology etched into the land? The Pyrie remap, the fossilized forests, the melting ice, they form a puzzle that challenges history itself. Stand at the edge of a jagged wound in the Antarctic ice where the frozen surface splits open, revealing a darkness that seems to swallow time itself. In the year 2025, Antarctica's glaciers are tearing apart, their rifts racing across the landscape like cracks in a shattered mirror. Among these fractures lies the Black Crater, a mysterious depression etched into the continent's heart. Its origins tied to a cataclysm 800 years ago. These are not mere geological quirks. They are scars that whisper of ancient disasters, hidden technologies, or forces beyond our world. Satellite glitches in the Wilkes Basin, pulsing with magnetic anomalies, deepen the enigma, suggesting something stirs beneath the ice. Are these rifts and craters natural remnants of Earth's violent past, or markers of events we were never meant to uncover? In 2025, Antarctica's ice sheets are in turmoil, their surface marred by rifts that appear with startling speed. The Larsen Sea ice shelf, already infamous for carving an iceberg the size of Delaware in 2017, now fractures further, its cracks stretching dozens of miles in mere hours. Satellite imagery shared in a geophysical journal captures these ruptures moving at 10-foot pulse, defying models that predict slower decay. Other shelves, Brunt, Pine Island, Thwaites, show similar unrest, their rifts emerging not from fragile edges, but from the stable heart of the ice, where conditions should resist such breaks. In the Wilkes Basin, a vast subglacial valley spanning 400 m. 25 data reveals magnetic anomalies that disrupt satellite navigation, with magnetometers twitching as if brushing against an unseen force. These glitches, logged by the European Space Agency, cluster around a narrow band of latitude, their patterns too erratic for simple geological interference. The Black Ice Crater, discovered in 2018 near the Wilkes Basin, is the centerpiece of this mystery. This depression, over 2 miles wide, is dated to the Younger Dryas period, 800 years ago, when a sudden climatic shift plunged Earth back into glacial conditions. Ice core samples analyzed in 2025 reveal layers rich in beryllium, thorium, and tungsten-heavy isotopes, suggesting a catastrophic event, possibly a meteor impact. Yet, the crater's structure, detailed in a geological study, shows anomalies. Its walls are too smooth, its strata are too sharply defined, as if formed by a controlled energy release rather than a random strike. Fringe researchers posting on platforms like Reddit argue it's no natural scar, but the footprint of an ancient weapon or extraterrestrial craft. Its energy signature still lingering in the ice. Conspiracy theories weave a tapestry of intrigue around these phenomena. The Antarctic Treaty of 1959, with its no-fly zones and restricted zones, is seen as a veil hiding the truth. Declassified files from the 1970s mention unexplained seismic events near the Wilkes Basin where expeditions were abruptly canceled. Some claim the rifts are triggered by covert experiments, perhaps electromagnetic weapons or quantum devices conducted in secret bases beneath the ice. The Black Ice Crater, they argue, is a relic of a prehistoric conflict. Its isotopes evidence of technology far beyond humanity's reach. Online forums like Anomalies net tie it to myths of a skyfire from Sumerian texts or Native American tales of a blinding winter, suggesting a global cataclysm that reshaped civilizations. The satellite glitches pulsing in 2025 are seen as signals from this buried technology activated as the ice melts at 136 billion tons per year. Human encounters with these rifts and craters are fraught with unease. In March 2025, a team studying the Larsen C rift reported their instruments failing, their screens flashing with static that formed fleeting geometric patterns. One researcher in a now-deleted post on a science blog described a vibration in the ice that felt like a pulse, as if the rift was alive. Days later, a member vanished, their tracks ending at the rift's edge with nobody recovered. Official reports cited a crevasse fall, but whispers from McMurdo Station recall similar incidents. 1960s explorers lost near the Wilkes Basin, their logs sealed by the treaty. These stories echo Operation High Jump in 1947, where Admiral Richard Byrd's men reported cracks that glowed, their accounts buried in classified files. Could the rifts and crater be portals, their energies unsettling those who draw too close? Science struggles to explain these anomalies. The rifts studied in 2025 are driven by warmer ocean currents melting ice shelves from below, but their sudden onset in stable regions defies models. The Wilkes Basin's magnetic glitches analyzed in a physics journal suggest a massive subsurface structure, possibly an asteroid remnant from 250 million years ago. Yet, the black ice crater's smooth walls and isotopic signatures align poorly with impact physics, hinting at an artificial cause. The satellite disruptions with their rhythmic pulses resemble signals from advanced technology, not natural magnetism. These findings, coupled with the treaty's restrictions on deep exploration, leave scientists grasping at shadows, their theories falling short of the truth. Was the crater forged by a meteor or by a weapon that ended a civilization? Are the rifts natural, or do they crack open to reveal secrets hidden by global powers? Feel the weight of a continent's silence, as if the ice itself holds its breath, guarding truths too vast for the world above. In the year 2025, Antarctica stands at a crossroads, its frozen veil thinning under the relentless march of time and climate. The Antarctic Treaty signed in 1959 has long cloaked this land in secrecy, its rules locking away regions where shadows of the past and whispers of the future collide. As the ice melts, losing 136 billion tons each year, new discoveries, buried structures, vanished explorers, and signals from the abyss suggest that the treaty hides more than a pristine wilderness. What lies beneath these glaciers, ready to surface as the frost retreats? Are we on the brink of unveiling ancient civilizations, extraterrestrial relics, or experiments too dangerous to reveal? The Antarctic Treaty, enacted on December 1st, 1959, is a pact among nations to preserve Antarctica for peace and science. Signed by 12 countries and now upheld by over 50. It bans military activity, prohibits mineral extraction, and restricts access to designated zones, requiring escorts for all visitors. On the surface, it is a noble endeavor, protecting a fragile ecosystem that holds 90% of Earth's ice and 60% of its fresh water. Yet, the stringent controls, closed-door meetings, classified regions, and no-fly zones raise questions that echo through conspiracy forums and whispered tales. Why guard a frozen desert so fiercely? Declassified documents from the 1960s, leaked on platforms like Anomalies, net hint at sensitive sites near the Wilkes Basin and Lake Vosto where research was halted without explanation. In 2025, as the ice melts at an unprecedented rate, these restrictions feel less like protection and more like a barrier to truths buried beneath. The melting ice is a catalyst, reshaping Antarctica's narrative. In 2025, studies published in climate journals report that the continent loses 136 billion tons of ice annually, with glaciers like Thwaites, nicknamed the Doomsday Glacier, threatening to raise sea levels by 2 feet if fully melted. This rapid thaw, driven by warmer ocean currents, exposes landscapes unseen for millennia, ancient reveres, fossilized forests, and structures that defy nature's hand. Radar scans from July 2025, shared briefly on a science blog before removal, reveal grid-like patterns near the Ellsworth Mountains, suggesting buried cities or canals. These discoveries, coupled with reports of hieroglyphs and metallic anomalies, fuel speculation that the treaty conceals evidence of a lost civilization, perhaps Atlantis or extraterrestrial outposts. The melting ice, some argue, is forcing these secrets to the surface, challenging the treaty's ability to contain them. Human stories add a haunting layer to this mystery. In February 2025, a team exploring a newly exposed crevasse near the Beardmore Glacier found skeletal remains dated to the 1950s, wearing gear marked with Soviet insignia. Their journals, partially recovered and shared on Twitter, described lights beneath the ice and a city of stone before their expedition vanished. Official reports claimed they succumbed to cold, but the treaty's secrecy sealing their records suggests a cover-up. Similar incidents pepper Antarctica's history. 1960, explorers lost near Mount Hope, their logs classified. 1947, Operation High Jump, sailors reporting ghost cities, their accounts buried. In 2025, a McMurdo researcher vanished after photographing a metallic object in a melting glacier, their camera found with images of glowing runes. These vanishings tied to restricted zones hint at dangers the treaty seeks to hide. Whether ancient relics, alien technology, or experiments gone airy, conspiracy theories weave a web of intrigue around the treaty's motives. Online platforms like Reddit and journals Net proposed that it was crafted not for peace, but to conceal contact with extraterrestrial beings. Initiated after High Jump's encounters with flying discs in 1947. Some claim global powers, United States, Russia, China, maintain secret bases beneath the ice, reverse engineering alien technology, or conducting genetic experiments like those rumored to produce the Ningen or Striders. The treaty's no-fly zones, particularly near Lake Vosto and the Wilkes Basin, are seen as shields for these facilities, where signals and anomalies detected in 2025 suggest active operations. A fringe theory links the treaty to the financial giant BlackRock, alleging it funds covert projects to control Antarctic resources or test mind-altering devices like the monolith reported in 2025. The science of the melting ice amplifies these questions. In 2025, oceanographers mapping 332 submarine canyons beneath the Antarctic seas, as reported in a geophysical journal, found their currents accelerate ice loss, reshaping global climate models. These canyons, some 4,000 m deep, connect to subglacial lakes like Vesto and Enigma, where microbes with alien-like DNA thrive. An astrobiology study compares these ecosystems to those on Mars or Europa, suggesting Antarctica holds clues to extraterrestrial life. Yet, the treaty's restrictions on deep drilling, especially near Vosto, limit exploration, leaving scientists to speculate about metallic anomalies and electromagnetic pulses detected in these regions. Could these be natural? Or do they betray technology hidden by the treaty's veil? The future of Antarctica, as the ice melts, is both a promise and a peril. The exposed landscapes, riverbeds, pyramids, canals could confirm myths of Atlantis or reveal extraterrestrial relics, rewriting history. Yet, the loss of ice threatens coastal cities, with Thwaites' collapse potentially flooding millions. Conspiracy theorists see this as no accident, suggesting the melt is engineered to unveil secrets at a controlled pace, orchestrated by powers behind the treaty. Posts on Twitter in 2025 claimed the melting ice triggered seismic events near the Black Ice Crater dated to the Younger Dust 12,800 years ago, hinting at buried devices reactivating. The treaty's silence, its guarded zones, and the vanishings suggest a truth too profound or dangerous for the world to know. The remains of lost explorers, the runes in the ice, the signals from below, they whisper of a past that refuses to stay buried. Are we uncovering a civilization that mapped the stars, or a legacy of visitors who shaped our world? As the ice retreats, Antarctica speaks, its voice growing louder. As Mr. H, I leave you here where the melting frost unveils a future of wonder and dread. Share your thoughts in the comments. What secrets do you believe the ice holds? Subscribe to Codex of the Lost and ring the bell to join our journey into the unknown. Let this enigma wrap you in its chill, a soft pull towards sleep, where the secrets of Antarctica's future unfold in your dreams.